What's going on, guys? Welcome back to episode 16 of the DuoQ podcast. First episode of 2025. Got a big episode for today.
Yes, sir.
We got Challenger news, crash outs, matches.
That we do. Yo, bucket hat gang back. You know what I'm
Uh,
saying?
I'm rocking no hat today. Uh, had to let the flow out a little bit. But yeah. So, do you want to start it off?
um, I can
Because
start it off real quick. So,
Challengers is in a shithole right now.
Challengers is always in a bad place, bro. Let's be real. Challengers is always in a bad place. Especially when you start telling orgs that they're the ones that have to do all the challenger stuff when you're the league, right? That's not their responsibility. And these orgs already don't make anything off of this league, anyways. So why do that? It's your job, especially when you have so many restrictions going around it. But in recent news, Optic for the Texas Major, they will not. Yeah, they will not have challengers there. But also in that same breath, the head of Falcons, Vegas Falcons, said that they would be willing to help out with that. So that's good. That since they got that oil money
They
to
got that
blow.
money. They got the money. Also, if we're talking like stateside wise, Premier Circuit said that they're willing to help out too with it.
Which is surprising. There's not a lot of Premier Circuit assistants or anything like that.
Yeah, so Premier Circuit is really just like two main guys running the show over there. And if they honestly, if they get the chance to do it, it would be big for them.
Yeah, 100%. 100%, I agree with you.
So pretty much, I think that realistically, this and you could probably agree, this is the worst year of COD that we've seen probably ever.
I'll put it this way: the map pools that you see, the lack of interest due to hacking, them focusing on things that don't add to competitive whatsoever, a lot of other things adding into it, I would say, especially GAs and shit like that happened earlier in the season. Um, I'd say it's a lot of I'd say it's a lack of interest. Even though bringing in the Middle Eastern and the French side of things, I think that gives viewership a big boom. But I think overall, in general, you've lost a lot of interest overall due to the game where it's at right now. I will say, however, this year is the most even across the board matchups I've seen in Call of Duty in a long time,
Oh yeah,
since before the CDL. Every team, besides like two, look like they belong in their fighting. Shotzzy might have different opinions about that one.
we'll
But
get
it
to that later.
it actually, like, by the matchups, it's looking like pretty even across the board, which is surprising. And I'm not gonna base that off the optic match alone. Like every map or every game has gone down to the wire pretty much. Boston always goes to the wire versus optic. It's just what happens. And in round one of tournaments, optic always goes down to the wire anyways. So that's expected.
That was an insane match
It was.
yesterday.
It was. We'll get into that a little later. But yeah, I'd agree with you. The fact that I think the scene for what we added in other viewership is at the worst point it's possibly been in the CDL era. The
Well,
game is dead.
I wasn't even talking about just like competitive side. I'm talking about the game as a
Oh,
whole.
the game as a whole is dead. Warzone
Yeah,
people are talking about
there
you can't play it.
It's just unplayable. Anything above a plat lobby and ranked is you're gonna run into
Yep.
hackers.
Yep.
Anything Warzone related, you're running into hackers.
Yep.
Pubs, it's little 9-year-olds thinking that they're gonna be another CDL pro and whatnot.
Yeah. I 100%
Yeah.
agree with you.
It's sad to see, honestly, because like Activision ain't doing shit to help.
What happened to the game we love, man? It's falling apart.
Right before our eyes.
If they don't fix things, if Treyarch isn't allowed to fix things, if they don't fix the anti-cheat, if they don't actually start paying attention to everything, the CDL will collapse. Comp will be in a rough state. It's already in a rough state. It's been in a rough state since the collapse of the CWO in the first place. But
I
yeah,
think that because this is the last year of the YouTube deal too.
yeah,
I think that if they don't get like another 2-year deal with YouTube, Twitch, Kick, whoever it is, the CDL is done in 2 years.
yeah. You also got to think that when we went back to Twitch, viewership was very low in MW2 as well. Didn't help that that game was also in a bad place. This game is possibly in a worse place than MW2 was. That game, comp side, was harder to watch, but the game right now, with the hackers that are infesting it and the fact that they're not fixing the anti-cheat or doing something about it. I mean, they're doing nothing about it.
They're putting out these tweets saying that 20,000 people were banned here, 20,000 here.
Yeah. What I will say is there was there was some news on a lot of anti-cheat providers canceling their services. There was like the top 3 anti-cheat, or I'm sorry, not anti-cheat. The top 3 hacking providers were informing everyone that they were shutting down, which also will trickle down to the bottom one since they get most of their shit from there. And you're going to see a bit of a cutback. However, I believe that people who already have the cheats are fine and they'll still retain them, unfortunately. But they're no longer going to be selling them. And that has nothing to do with COD's anti-cheat. I think it has to do with Microsoft and what they're trying to do. But I have seen like screenshots on Twitter of people tweeting out like the cheating discords saying that they were going to stop service and everything. So that could be good, hopefully.
Microsoft needs to step in.
Yeah.
And bid bro, they shouldn't be like, look, your shit ain't working, we're taking over.
Yeah, they do. And
it's way overdue. They should have done it immediately after the buyout.
Yeah.
Because bad in MW3, it just got even worse.
Yeah. I mean, when you say that you ban 20,000 people every month, it's not really good to see that. Like, if you're banning 20,000 people and updating everyone at the end of the month on how you banned the same amount of people, like, there's no way that they've just banned all the hackers. They're not banning all the hackers. They're just rebanning the same ones. They keep playing off different accounts or whatever it may be.
I think it's time for us for Activision to start hardware banning and IP banning.
Yeah, 100%. They need to be IP banned.
There's no way around it. That's the only way you're gonna fix your game.
I mean, we've already talked about this, so I'll just move on after this. But our kernel level anti-cheat needs to not be server side. That's it. No. That's it. End a conversation.
It's a fucking shit show.
Yeah.
Honestly, for the people who played COD for so long, it's sad to see where COD is at now.
Mm-hmm.
Because like, even if you're not good at COD, and you've been playing for that long, you're still expecting like a casual game you can just come home to.
Yeah.
But you're running around some motherfucking spin bottom on fucking Nuketown for no reason.
Yeah.
Like, I'm about to crash out on cheaters. All
right.
That for next episode.
All right. On to I was gonna say.
That boy Shotzzy
Yep. I got
had some choice words for the league.
some of them pulled up right here on the screen.
Let's hear him.
Got a little thread. The tweets go as follow. Most teams study breakoffs more than playing efficient fucking idiots. Oh fuck, we lost the breakoffs. Let's kill whore. Players getting payment cuts every year and wonder why. Fucking clowns. Most y'all guys don't do shit besides collect a check. Eights don't help this, and S&D eights won me champs in every tournament I have ever won. Another excuse of not playing the game, lazy fucks. Gonna chill now, but yo, at most CDL pros, put the fries in the bag in a couple years, thank you. Yeah, he's not very happy with scrims and how scrims are going. He voiced it in a interview after their game yesterday, as we're recording Saturday after the matches against Vegas. Afterwards, he said that people aren't taking scrims seriously. Last night, he was on stream saying people want to not stream scrims for no reason because they can go into theater mode and get that, and all you're seeing on his stream is his POV, and you're not learning anything. Like, what are you afraid of? Your map pool, your breakoffs, whatever. It doesn't make any sense. Then he outed some DMs from certain LAT coaches and not the players. Him and Scrap had a little back and forth conversation. Scrap said that he'd be down to stream scrims if it was him hiding the minimap, which is completely reasonable. Like, hide the minimap, sure.
Go ahead, keep talking.
I completely agree with Shotzzy. The fact that these bullshit reasons you're afraid of people learning your breakoffs and whatever else, like, that's dumb. His point also was, if you're so good that if you're as good as you claim to be, if you're as good as you claim to be, people shouldn't be able to copy you either way. So the top teams shouldn't be worried about it. And everyone catches up in the end anyways, so it doesn't really matter, was his whole point. And he had a good point, because he knows himself that the scene is in not such a good place right now. So completely agree with him on that side.
Okay, interesting. I just went to Shotzi's Twitch to see if I can pull it up, because the last clip I seen is that Shotzzy does hide his minimap.
Okay.
But I can't do that because Shotzzy has it to where only his subscribers can view his VODs.
Yep.
Smart man.
If he's already doing it, then there's no reason why LAT coaches should be DMing him. I mean, the way he said it, it wasn't their head coach. It was some random part of the coaching staff that he's never spoken to before, and he said the funny thing was he had just spoken to them 30 minutes prior in an elevator, said bye to them afterwards, and then randomly got a DM from someone he's never talked to before about what they want to do and what they don't want to do and how they're not going to scrim them if that's the case. So I just find it a little weird that Scrap said the whole team would be down with it if they're not showing minimap. And if he isn't showing minimap already, then why do you have your coaches saying that they're not going to do it?
Not gonna lie, I think that was after the scrap talk.
It could have been. It could have been.
I'm not completely sure. I just know I seen a clip yesterday of Shotzzy talking about it, watching scrims with his minimap covered.
Okay. See, I don't know then.
And it literally said so that chat can't see.
Yeah. Okay, well, at that point, I just don't understand. The scene's in a bad spot. You got optics down to stream scrims. They're showing their POV only. I mean, it is what it is, bro.
I mean, it's not just Shotzzy either. It's the whole team, too.
Yeah.
You literally have fucking Kenny telling, I think it was either Miami or Boston, they were scrimming on red card to go to Hill. In game chat.
Yeah.
Like, mid-map, fucking, it's like 165 to like fucking 100 or some shit like that. And you see in the right side, it's just Kenny, go to Hill.
Yeah.
It's the funniest shit ever. And if the league ain't taking it seriously, we'll be glad to just go ahead and win back to back real quick.
It's also understandable to crash out aside from the streaming scrims part. Him saying that nobody's trying in scrims is, I mean, we've heard that stuff before.
Yeah.
And it came from Optic last year too. They were mad at a couple teams that were just blatantly not trying in scrims and just not playing like it mattered. And he's mad because he's not getting good practice as well. It's not like he's even talking shit like you guys are so terrible you can't gun me or whatever. He's literally saying you guys aren't giving me any good fucking practice because you won't take it seriously and it's your fucking job.
He wants to get better.
This has been a known problem in the CDL era, by the way. CWL players, back in the day, they used to have to play to win to get any money whatsoever. They weren't paid by the fucking month. They weren't paid at a large amount of money whatsoever. The first person to cop a bag was known players was Zuma in fucking World War II.
Yeah.
And that's not shit compared to today either.
Fuck no.
So that's in itself like 8 whole years of not making shit and just doing it for the love of the game. Now it's not that.
Passion.
It's like he said, it's people collecting checks because they know they can. So it's ridiculous.
And see, it's not just a crash out on players or like teams or anything like that too.
Mm.
This is just a Shotzzy like justified crash out because he went at 8s too.
Yeah. Oh, that shit was funny as fuck. I mean, he's not wrong.
He's not wrong.
He's
it's
not.
a justified crash out too. Cause like, if I'm Shotzzy, and I'm seeing all the shit that 8s has been talking, all the shit the community's been talking, and then you're coming out and backing up the shit that you're saying, teams don't want it enough.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be pissed.
Yeah.
When I have motherfucking 8s and random billies saying you ain't a superstar, like bro, what? Shotzzy is a fucking superstar at the end of the day.
Yeah. On to the matches. All right.
Sorry, I had to get that out.
No, all good. on to the matches.
You want to talk about Friday first?
Yeah, we'll talk about Friday first. The matches. We'll start from top to bottom. So Surge versus Cloud9. You know, you thought Surge was gonna get through. I knew Cloud9 was gonna get through. Big difference there.
I thought Surge was gonna get through, and I thought it was gonna be a game 5. Honestly, I did not see it going 3-0. Don't get me wrong. I love to see a New York 3-0 because that boy Matt's on my fantasy team. But you know.
I believe
you can't win all your predictions.
I believe this graphic is partially wrong from the CDL as well. Falcons took map 1 off of Optic, did they not?
They did not.
Are we
Falcons
sure?
was up like 100 something.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah, hold on. I can show you real quick, or not show you, but fucking check it out. Map 1. Yeah, they were up 102. To 8 after.
So they didn't take.
3.
So they didn't take a map off of Optic.
They did not. Vegas held the lead.
I remember now.
All the way until Hill 13.
Yeah, that was a really close series.
It ended 250 to 244.
Yeah, it was a super close series. So me personally, I picked Cloud9, Optic. And this is where we were both wrong. We picked Heretics. I believe I did in the end because fuck FaZe. Also picked Heretics. And then you picked Rocker and I picked LAG, I believe. So it went down to the wire like we both thought it was going to go. And it went your way.
Honestly, dude, Minnesota's looking nasty. For the bottom, like the mid-tier team, I think Minnesota can come out and potentially be fucking a top 4, top 5 team.
I agree with you. Paul X has been super surprising to me.
100%.
Super surprising to me. So that's a surprising factor. I think that's the factor that sets this team a lot higher than they would have been before. In the Heretics match, It was ridiculous. They should have won. If they didn't choke the easiest 1v4 ever, like, I mean, like, you're in a 4v1 scenario. You have
With
bomb
25
down.
seconds left.
You have one person on
But
your
that one
side of the
person is
spawn.
pimp.
On your side of the spawn. You know where he is. Get him one shot. Jump off the top rope. Not kill him somehow. Die. Over chow out of vault. Get naded off car. And then just get ripped off the bomb afterward. I mean, it's ridiculous. That whole thing. It's going to go down as the best 1v4 of the fucking year. And
100%.
it was the most easy and winnable 4v1 I've ever seen in my life. There's no way that scenario is a loss. 99 out of 100 times, that is a dub.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're playing Heretics, I guess it's a guaranteed. I don't know. They should have won that series. They were stupid. So yeah.
Do you think that 1v4
I think it. Yeah.
is what lost Miami the series, but also is kickstarting FaZe again?
Yeah, I think so. FaZe looked atrocious in the scrims before this minor tournament. So to come
Maybe
out,
they're just not trying.
or they were just not trying. I don't know. They were losing to challengers teams like every day, bro. It was ridiculous. I don't know. Maybe they were just not trying. Who knows?
I think they were just not trying.
But they were playing awful, and they had been playing awful in their league matches thus far. So I'm surprised that they won it, and they hit a regain button or something happened. I don't know. Abizi, we'll talk about this after, but Abizi was cooking today. So yeah, I think they got their swagger back or something after that.
And that's scary for the league too.
I wouldn't say it's scary.
If they can get back to form, it would be scary.
Because I'm gonna be real with you, LAT looked like ass. So today, like, I mean, we'll go over the Nade crash out after this, but Nade had a little crash out.
I seen that on the timeline.
Yeah. We'll go to day 2 though, because day 1 was.
It wasn't shit.
It wasn't shit.
We had 3 game 5s day 2.
Yeah.
I just want to put this out there, chat. Before anything, I did not watch today's, as of Saturday's matches. I had things to do.
I watched everything, so I'll be able to help out with that.
Rob will be able to give you his takes on all that.
All right.
You wanna fucking.
I'd love to dive into this first series because it was so dumb. This should have ended map 4, but they had a reset. It was Toronto Ultra versus Minnesota Rocker. They had a reset while Ultra was up big time in Hossie Hardpoint map 4.
Dude, there's something about that reset with Minnesota. That's something.
100%. No idea what happened, but they were up by like at least 80 points and then replayed it and got slammed. It was actually the most horseshit thing I've ever seen in my life. It's so... I hate seeing resets. By the way, if you weren't watching the stream, this is going to sound fucking insane to you. The casters announced after the Hossie, they had... By the way, this series took 2.5 hours. They said on broadcast, if any team or any player lags out, disconnects, anything, they're playing it. They're not resetting again. So they would have played out a 2v4 if they had to. As a professional esports league, that is the most bullshit thing I have ever heard. That's so fucking stupid. You have to be embarrassed of your fucking game and of your league. Like, you can't take that seriously. If any other player disconnects, we're playing it a 2v4, 3v4, whatever it ends up being, you're just playing it out. That's embarrassing.
That's horseshit, honestly.
That's embarrassing. And I'm going to go over this series, right? Toronto Ultra, they won a fucking close-ass nail-biter in map 1 protocol. Then they slammed them map 2, right? Beans had the best KD, but Kleenex and Joe Deceives looked phenomenal. I'm not going to lie. They've been looking good, but, I mean, most damage in the lobby, like, cooking. Not most damage in the lobby. Nero actually did, but second most. And they were flying. I mean, the first 3 maps, they looked final. And then after the reset, it was just downhill. Nero's been putting up a lot of numbers. Estriel was going on 10 sprees on fucking protocol and losing. He was frying. It was a really good match to watch. Besides the delays in the resets and everything else that happened, it was stupid that they ruined it. But in my opinion, it should have been 3-1 Ultra. It should have been clean, quick. But the amount of delays in that reset was just insane. I think they lost full afterwards. I'm going to be honest. Like, playing
Go ahead.
playing a series for 2.5 hours is the most dumb shit ever.
It was just one of those things where, like, bro, where you got reset again.
Yeah.
But looking at the numbers wise, Paulette's net 16. Everyone else single digits, except for Estriel and Beans, who went positive. Yeah. +10s pretty much.
I'm gonna be real. The map 4 reset, as well as I think they had another reset and a search as well. But I think someone got saved, like, really bad. Like, they were like 0-5 in a search or something. And I think Nero was like double neg in the map 4 until they reset. Like, some of these stats are really skewed. It looks like certain people popped off, but when they first started, they were not playing well. I think Paul X's KD is a little bit more bad than how he was actually playing, to be honest. 0.82 is not what I was thinking he was going to come out with, because he looked solid. But it is what it is. Joe Deceives, I think, I think the map 5, Joe Deceives and CleanX were doing awful. I think they had just completely lost full at that point. So that tanked their performance a lot as well. Is they were going really negative. So yeah, that was the first series. Then we'll move on to Boston versus Optic. This series was nerve-wracking, to say the least. It always is.
I can't say shit.
It always is. I'm going to be straight. Snoopy looked like the best player in the lobby. He really did. Big Wake looked like the worst player in the lobby by far. I know you don't want to hear that Snoopy looked like the best player in the lobby. He was cooking. I mean, he looked final. He played great. He played great. It's really big to see Optic winning all these searches. I think they've won 6 straight, no losses with Hook since him getting on the roster. I was arguing earlier with Soren about this. I think that Hook on this team is way better for the team overall than Pret on the team, right? Because he's giving every comm possible, allowing Kenny to start slaying again and start doing damage again, because Kenny, when he was a Slayer and when he got free reign to do whatever he wanted, he was him. So when you have, like, everyone else helping with those comms, and now you have a sub that's leading in comms and still able to fry, it's a big thing. You're seeing a lot of people pull out 3 subs a lot because the sub is cooking right now. So if anybody's going to be benefiting from 3 sub play, it'll be Optic, because Kenny was a sub for a lot of his career as well. Shotzzy didn't look the greatest today, but that's not really a knock on him. It's a 0.9. It's not like he got smoked like Big Wake.
Yeah, dude, that's horrible. Cammy too.
I think Cammy looked a little better than it was, like, showing, but I think Wake was just, like, the deciding factor of their not winning. He looked awful today. Purge went positive. It's always a good day when you see Snoopy frying and Purge frying as well. I mean, Purge and the S&Ds looked really good. And everything besides map 4 and 3 were nail biters. I mean, at a certain point in map 5, I really thought Optic were going to lose. Some huge plays out of the boys, though. It was phenomenal. Dashy was gunning people down, Hook frying. I love this team because when Pred was on the team, and for most of Optic's history, they have not been a good S&D roster, and it just is what it is. And it's surprising with Shotzzy and Dashy on the same team. And I hate to say it, Kenny is a liability in search, and a lot of the times last year, Pred was too. So to see this team be able to Neslo another team, or, I mean, soft Neslo them because it wasn't a map 3, it was a fucking map 4.
Yep.
It's good to see that. It's good to see that Optic can win that way, because in the past they haven't been able to. The protocol control looked awful. I will say that. It looked terrible. But that map sucks anyways, and it shouldn't be in the game, so it is what it is. They were trying to show something different. They were trying to play something different for once instead of vault control every single map. Or, I'm sorry, every single series. So, it was a good series overall. It was a fun watch.
Look, I'm going to put you like this. As much hate as I gave Snoopy these last 2 years.
Warranted, by the way.
It was very warranted last year. He looks good. I want to hit on Snoopy, I just can't. He's looked good, and I'm glad he's proven me wrong, because that just shows that he's what Sensor's been saying this whole time.
Yeah, I agree.
And that's not just good for him, that's good for Boston, it's good for the league. That someone that if you give someone a chance long enough, they might surprise you.
Yeah.
Because if we're being honest, a lot of the times, if you look like shit and you play like shit,
you're shit.
and you're just shit, you're out of the league and back in challenge.
Yeah.
I mean, shit. Look at Asim. Played good.
All right.
No. Played good in Boston. Looked like shit when he went to Vegas. Now he's back in challengers, I believe.
Yeah, I'm gonna be real. Asim got fucked bad. Asim and Slasher got fucked bad last year.
100%.
Snoopy was the problem. Asim and Slasher looked like the best on that team. They both got dropped, and they did shit the rest of the year. Worse than they were doing already. Asim had to do everything for Vegas. It wasn't even close. They forced him to do everything that Purge was doing, which was the same exact thing that happened before. I think, didn't he play on a different pro team as well? Or no? I don't remember. Asim last year.
Last year?
Or was it just the two?
I think it might have been like Minnesota or some shit.
I don't remember. All I know is he got put in a bad situation. So, I don't know. All right, on to the next one. Cloud9 versus Carolina Royal Ravens. This is the series that I predicted, and I also predicted that this would happen because I'm the GOAT. Royal Ravens look so good right now. Let's put it this way. This series was an interesting watch. TJ Halley looked final. TJ Halley's a top 10 player in my opinion. Quote me on that. I put it out yesterday too, before these matches. So you can fucking retweet that shit when they win it all or whatever. TJ Halley looks so fucking good, bro. 109 kills. I mean, this guy is frying. He looked like the best player in the lobby by far. Sib didn't go too negative today, but that might be due to the fact that he's throwing in 8 pumps on a fucking car every map.
And I'll Lambo.
This guy snakes everything. He snakes... I think he snaked in, obviously, the Hasi, but I think he snaked in a different map as well. But I don't know if there's VOD of that. And he was snaking earlier in the year on Protocol Control. Or not Protocol Control. I think it was Hardpoint in scrims. And evidently he's been snaking several times in scrims, and it's been talked about. And we'll go over something about Ghosty saying that they were going to go to the chat, the GA chat, and try to get them blacklisted from scrims. So Sib just screwed his entire team over by being a dumbass. He knew what he was doing. He didn't throw in 3 pumps. It wasn't just a quick 1-2 lay down, pop back up. Oh, I accidentally hit a third one. It was blatant. It was, I don't care anymore. It was, I'm getting shit on, so I need someone to save me. Please, Jesus, give me the power to snake like Celium and fucking actually shoot my gun for once. I'm so pissed, bro, because like when the whole league is not snaking anymore. We've gotten to a point where this league is back to normal, where it's not snaking anymore like it used to be in the old days. These bullshit, glitchy-ass fucking mechanics. And then you just try to go and fucking, oh, I need a win in this minor tournament. Shut the... Bro, like... I'm glad you got your entire team fucked.
And map 1, too?
Yeah. It was ridiculous. I guarantee you, Slasher knew what happened, and fuck it, I'd love to see if he put out a tweet or anything, because it would surprise me if he didn't, because I know Slasher is pissed, and if they lost that, Slasher would have fucking lost his mind, bro. Because they did end up winning that map. I mean, they did troll it a little bit, but snaking your dick off P2 is... I mean, what are you gonna do? My takeaways from this is... The Royal Ravens team is for real. Attach looks better on a fucking sub, which is surprising. And Sib can't shoot his gun unless he's snaking his dick off. So, I mean, it is what it is. It's not like he was getting pissed on super bad or anything, but it's just like, if you feel the need to do that shit when nobody else is doing it, you probably feel like you're getting pissed on. I mean, he had the lowest KD in the league before yesterday and today. So
yeah.
It was a fun watch.
I was about to say, it looks like a fun watch. You got 250 to 239 in the first hard point.
Yeah.
Vault control goes round 5. S&D goes round 11.
Dude, the round 11 S&D, it was a 5-3 curse. They came back.
Whoa.
Yeah, bro. I'm telling you, there was some clutch plays. Right, it was.
I'm gonna have to check out the.
You gotta check out the VOD. That match was nice. I love watching this team play, bro. I love watching Slasher play. Gwyn, I love watching him play. I love when TJ's cooking. I love when Vivid's.
One thing I gotta say about that matchup is just way too much fucking blue. That's all.
Yeah, yeah. I feel you.
It's just way too much blue.
I feel you. But nah, they looked really good. This team is a scary team. It's a scary team.
It was definitely a sleeper team after what's called week 1, week 2.
Yeah.
I think now with them showing what they can do.
Yeah.
In this minor tournament, and obviously it's gonna come down to the major 1, like seeing like how they really show out and whatnot.
I'm not certain, but I believe they might be the number 1 team now with Ultra taking the L.
They are. Give me 1 second. According to Breaking Point, as of Saturday, they are still number 1.
They are number 1, yeah. Because I thought Ultra was number 1 originally, and then I don't know. Whatever it may be, this team is solidified top 3 no matter what.
What the fuck?
You good?
Yeah, so it just goes Carolina, LAC, Ultra, Optic. Optic's 5-1.
Yeah.
Toronto's 4-1. It has LAC as 4-0, and then Ravens as 5-0.
Okay, yeah. Ravens are 5-0.
Okay.
Yeah, they're.
Was that before the minor? Or is that counting the minor?
It's counting the minor.
Well, then wouldn't LAC be 4-1 then?
They should be. Unless is it not counting the no? You know
I
what?
don't think it
It
is.
might not. It might not. So are standings not affected by it until afterwards? Then I don't
I
know.
don't
I
think
don't know
so.
how it works.
If I'm correct, whoever wins it is the only team that is affected.
Oh, you know what? I think you have to win 2 matches in order to get points for it. No, or is it only who wins?
Don't know.
Okay. Or is it top 3 gets paid? I don't know. We'll move on. We'll move
I
on.
don't think top three gets paid. I think the winner gets paid.
Is it?
I believe so. I believe
Oh, yeah.
reading something about that.
Okay. Top 3 get points. Okay, so if you look at the bracket graphic, it says the
The
top
yellow,
3
right?
gets points, but only first place gets paid. So it says third gets $0 with 10 points, second gets $0 with 20 points, first gets 20 grand with 30 points. So it's the top 3 that get points, and only first gets paid. All right.
Okay. So pretty much tomorrow, we'll see who's getting points.
Yeah. And then on to the last matchup, LAT versus FaZe. I didn't watch this fully through. I was watching most of it. I was watching enough to know that Envoy was having a terrible series. Ghosty was doing his best to win every hill by himself, and Abizi was fucking final. That is all I know. Simp didn't play very well today, but every time I continued to watch the series, Abizi was fucking cooking, bro. I mean,
Does Beasley have the kill record right now for in total series?
I'm not sure.
He might have the kill record for like total series so far this year.
I'm not sure.
He had 112.
112 in 4 maps is pretty impressive.
If that definitely goes game 5, he's definitely breaking it.
Yeah.
He's probably gonna end 120.
Yeah. Envoy again had a classic shitter series.
It was. I want to say it's the first one this year though.
Yeah, they got. I mean, they were getting slammed, bro. It was weird to see, and we'll go to the nade shot crash out after this. But it was just weird to see. It looked like they just didn't know what the fuck was going on, bro. Like I'm gonna be real. It was disappointing to watch because one, I hate fucking FaZe, obviously, and never want to see them win.
Wow.
And two, I like LIT.
Okay, no, that was a search. I was bugging. I quit on. I thought I quit on map 3. I quit on map 2, and fucking, I was like, LAT went negative. 3 out of the 4 players went negative, but they won.
Huh.
Yeah, my bad.
That was the one where they got packed up.
Yeah, Sitsu, yikes.
Yeah.
But I think it's bad that against a fragile FaZe team
Yeah.
that they don't even break 200 on either hardpoint,
Yeah.
and that. Do you know if the protocol was one off of its hits or live?
I didn't see the end of that. I only saw it go to map 5 or round 5. It was pretty back and forth from what I saw. Besides Abizi running at everybody and gunning them down, I think he go to the Abizi's stats for map 3.
BZ map 3, 36 and 35, 1.03 plus 1.
Yeah, he was flying. Like at a certain point, like he was up. I want to say positive 10. So.
But you know who I love to see be super negative? That boy driver.
You got issues.
Had a point 6 in the map 3. You love to see it.
You got issues, man.
I can't really say shit. He was only -1 on the whole series.
Yeah. So that series, bro, I saw the first map. I glimpsed at the second map, and I was like, "Oh, I'm not watching this shit."
Hold on.
Bless you.
Thank you. Honestly, this is like the first chunk taken out of LEC's armor. this whole season.
Yeah, they beat FaZe earlier.
Convincingly, too.
Yeah. I think it went to map 5. I think it went to
It
map
went to map
5.
5, but both hard points were
Yeah, yeah.
not even a competition.
I'm surprised that it went like this, I gotta say. I really am. Also, though, like, you gotta play the factor of the break into it. They were probably slacking a little bit. It doesn't surprise me. A lot of teams were probably slacking a bit. So, it is what it
Speaking of the
is.
break, your GOAT, Nate Shot, had a little crash out about the break.
Yes, sir. And let's go look at that.
Love crash
Nade
out.
Shot tweeted out, I don't want to see our guys log off the game until the first major. Clearly the foot was taken off the gas pedal over the brake. Figure it out. He added the team. It's not surprising to see Nade tweet something like this. It's
No,
just,
not at all.
it's surprising to see him so mad about, like, most of the time it's in stream. It's on stream that he's crashing out and he's losing it and he's saying shit. But to just tweet it and be like this pissed and like, I don't know. I haven't seen that out of him yet. To see him publicly criticize his team this bad. Yeah. And then somebody says, 1 series, bro, it's all right. And he replies with, if they're happy losing 1 series, then we signed the wrong team. I'd imagine they're just as mad as me, if not more. Obviously, don't expect them to win every match, but we got to act like we should and want to win every match. Not hard to understand. I can't say I disagree with him. That motherfucker took money out of his own paycheck to get these players on his team. I'd be pissed too.
It's a justified crash out.
It's justified completely, and you can say fucking L Oregon or whatever the fuck. He took money out of his own bank.
He took money out of his daughter's food.
Yeah, in order to fucking pay for this team because they wouldn't sign unless they went to Texas and they got a little bit more money. And by the way, the offer that they said they were fighting with, they weren't actually fighting with. They just wanted a little extra money out of Nade. So that's got to be kind of irritating that they kind of skumazed him out of, or Dazuma, they skumazed him out of some money. It's a very, yeah. I'm crashing out too, bro. I'm crashing out too, bro.
You're crashing out for your GOAT.
Yeah. I'd be crashing out too. This team coming into it, expectations were win everything. And they won the first. Go ahead.
I 100% honestly, like, their expectations to is still at least 2 majors and champs.
Yeah.
No matter what. Yeah, these minors would have been cool.
Yeah.
But going back to your point, it's a justified crash out.
It is.
Nade took money out of his pocket to pay your asses to win.
Yeah.
Do your fucking job.
Yeah. And I don't think he would have been this mad if it was close. It wasn't. It wasn't close.
No.
It wasn't close at all. And the fact...
Maybe Shotzzy's right.
Yeah.
I think he's just ain't trying.
Maybe he is. So, yeah, it's justifiable completely. And then afterwards, after the entire day was done, LAT, they instead of talking about their match or whatever, they started talking about the voting for C9 to be blacklisted. His tweet goes as follows: I've started the vote for C9 to be blacklisted 1 week for pro scrims for snaking during their match today. Currently 6 out of 11 teams have agreed, waiting on 5 others. Waiting on Optic, FaZe, Carolina, LAG, and Miami. So, I love this. 100%. Make them accountable. Take away their weakest scrims, 100%. And right before a major, too. That's a good one.
Like knows he's taking the initiative.
I love that he said 6 out of 11 teams have agreed, waiting on 5 others, and he listed the ones they were waiting on.
Yep.
I love that shit.
Yep.
I love that shit. That's perfect. That's transparency.
It's giving people what's going on, but also putting people on blast for not doing what they're supposed to do.
Yep, 100%.
And I'm
holding them accountable.
I should say putting on blast very loosely.
Yeah.
Like you said, they're holding them accountable and saying, these are the people who've done it. These are the people who have yet to done it.
Yeah.
We need these people to do it.
Yeah, I love this out of Ghosty. I really do. Especially since he just lost really bad. It wasn't his matchup that he was getting snaked in. Like, it was just everybody wants to know. I don't have a problem putting this out there. So, good out of Ghosty. I love this shit. Love Ghosty.
One thing I do gotta say, though, is that with LAT, okay, hold on, let me rephrase it. One thing I do gotta say, though, is that with Ghosty coming out and saying this, it leads me to decide, like, what the fuck is going on in that group chat. Because, like, just a few weeks ago, we had talks of, like, no one was responding to shit.
I'm gonna be real. I think Zuma and Shotzzy's crash outs on the fact that these grown men act like little fucking children might have struck a chord with some people, and they might be holding some people accountable. Who knows? Maybe Hex got involved and started talking to other org owners. We'll never know. But there is also a possibility that now they're being forced to do this. I think Ghosty would have done this either way. Since he was one of the ones getting irritated with the fact that people were being children. Surprising, since he's one of the younger ones. But yeah, I think that it doesn't matter. We'll never know. And it's good that it's happening.
Oh, yeah. Another thing I wanted to say on that is, if 6 out of the 11 teams have voted already.
Yeah.
And they've agreed to blacklist them.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna assume that it's not a majority type of thing. So this amount.
Oh no. I'm pretty sure it's just 9 teams that need to say, like, yes.
Oh, 9 teams out of 12. Got it.
Yeah, I think it's just 9 teams. I don't know, since they're not including Cloud9 in it, it's 11 teams. So
yeah, that's what I meant. My bad.
Usually it's 9 out of 12 that are required to push something through like this. So, I don't know. Either way, I think every team's going to agree. I mean, 6 out of 11 teams agreed. You got Optic, FaZe, Carolina, LAG, and Miami. LAG is going to say yes because they don't like Sib. Carolina's going to say yes because Slasher is the one that got snaked on. Optic's going to say yes. Because fuck all that. Yeah, so it doesn't matter, bro. It's getting accepted. They're going to get blacklisted a week, and then when he does it again like an idiot, it's going to be worse.
Dude, low-key, I wish he does it on land and he just gets booed out the building.
Yeah, that'd be funny. That'd be pretty funny.
In Barcelona, too? Ooh.
I'm surprised that the punishment wasn't heavier. Yeah, I know it's the first time seen infraction by, like, all of the fans, but this is not the first infraction that Sib has had. He's done it in scrims, and whether they say, oh, it doesn't matter, it's scrims or whatever, it still does matter.
You practice how you play.
They might be thinking otherwise. Maybe if he does it in scrims again, it'll be like, okay, we gave you a fucking shot, fuck you.
Correct me if I'm wrong, was it last year? It had to be last year because MW2, they were snaking their ass off. That's Vancouver.
Vancouver broke several, or at that time of
Seattle. At the beginning of the year. Had like a 3-week scrim ban or some shit for snake.
Yeah, so I think Ook snaked, somebody snaked behind a trash can, P2 on that one map that we stopped playing after like the second major, I think.
Invasion.
No, Invasion was played the whole year. It was the one with that tunnel on it. It's like an OG map. Skid Row, yeah. Somebody was snaking that trash can. On that same map, they threw 2 smokes on an S&D on Skid Row. That one was accidental, and then they had another one that they also got blacklisted on.
It was their glitching thing, right?
I believe it might have been. I don't remember personally. But I remember those two. And then Skies was snaking the absolute shit out of I can't remember map names from last year. Wow.
It don't matter.
Yeah. Skies was also one that got NYSL blacklisted for a week for snaking. Other than that, I don't remember any other teams doing it.
So the punishment length is justifiable. If Skies in New York got a week last year,
Yeah.
I'll understand that it's why it's just a week. I thought it would be longer, maybe 2 weeks.
I understand a week if it's a first time infraction, of course. But the simple fact is that it's not. I think it should go 1 week, 2 week, 3 week.
Whole season.
Yeah, whole season. Yeah, I mean, if you're breaking that many GAs, it's got to be the whole season. I mean, no other team has broken a GA this year.
Thank God.
And last year, you only had like 3 teams breaking GAs. So
at that point, what are you just supposed to scrim challenger teams for the rest of the year?
Oh yeah.
Fuck.
Oh yeah. And guess what?
I'm not gonna want to do it.
That ain't LAT. That is not. That's not LAT, bro.
No matter how good Omit, Lore, fucking Stallions look, they're not LAT. They're
not LAT, bro.
They're not Rays. They're not Ravens. Let me take Rays out of there. They're not Ravens.
Yeah. So I think it's good. I think it's good. They need to do this. It needs to be done. He needs to face consequences for what he did. And yeah, I mean,
I'm glad it didn't come from Zuma.
I am too. I'm
glad that it was a natural player.
Yeah.
Calling it out. Yeah, Zuma gave him the red card, but.
Yeah, 100%.
But I'm glad that it was a player calling it out.
Yep.
What are we at time-wise?
An hour. You want to close it here?
Yeah. Shit else to talk about?
Let's just run through who we think are gonna win the last few.
Well, it's not gonna really matter. This is gonna go out after, and we already did that.
Oh, true. All right, yeah, we can close it out here. All right, thank you guys for tuning into episode 16. And during this minor tournament, we're having a lot of fun watching the minor tournament. It's been actually really competitive and really fun every series to watch, besides all the delays and stuff, Be sure to hit the subscribe, hit the like, hit a comment real quick, hit that fucking bell. You can check out our socials down below. It's your boy Rev.
The odds.
See you later.